Italian football lover channel, my friends. I want to talk about Serie A table and Serie A results by talking and making little bit comments. Let's start. Milan is the first place in Serie A. Milan is the leader. They won against Cagliari 2-0 last night. Milan played 18 games. They won 13 times. They stayed draw 4 times. They lost just 1 time against Juventus. They have 43 points. They scored 39 goals and they conceded 19 goals. Goal difference plus 20 for Milan. And in second place, Inter. And Inter won against Juventus 2-0 last weekend. They played 18 games, won 12 times, stayed draw 4 times and lost 2 times, and they have 40 points. They scored 45 goals and Inter conceded 23 goals. Goal difference plus 22 for Inter. Third place, Napoli, and Napoli won against 6-0 Fiorentina last weekend. They played 17 games. They won 11 times. They stayed draw just 1 time. They lost 5 times. They have 34 points and they scored 40 goals and they conceded 16 goals. Goal difference plus 24 for Napoli. In fourth place, Roma, and Roma lost against Lazio in big derby 3-0. They played 18 games. They won 10 times. They stayed draw 4 times. They lost 4 times in Serie A. Roma has 34 points. They scored 37 goals. They conceded 29 goals. Their goal difference plus 8. And Juventus in the 5th place, Serie A. They lost 2-0 against Inter in away game last weekend. They played 17 games in Serie A. They won 9 times. They stayed draw 6 times. They lost 2 times. They have 33 points. They scored 35 goals. They conceded 18 goals. Their goal difference is plus 17. And 6th place, Atalanta. They stayed draw against Genoa last weekend 0-0 at home. They played 17 games. They won 9 times. They stayed draw 5 times. They lost 3 times. They have 32 points. They scored 40 goals. They conceded 22 goals. Their Atalanta's goal difference plus 18. And Lazio in 7th place. They won against Roma in big derby at 3-0. They played 18 games. They won 9 times. They stayed draw 4 times. They lost 5 times. Lazio has 31 points and Lazio scored 30 goals and they conceded 25 goals. Their goal difference is plus 5. Sassuolo stayed draw against Parma at home last weekend 1-1. They are in the 8th place in Serie A. They played 18 games. They won 8 times. They stayed draw 6 times. They lost 4 times. Sassuolo has 30 points. Sassuolo scored 31 goals. Sassuolo conceded 27 goals. Their goal difference is plus 4. And Verona is in 9th place Serie A, and they played 18 games. They won 7 times. They stayed draw 6 times. They lost 5 times. They have 27 points. They scored 22 goals. They conceded 17 goals. Their goal difference is plus 5. And last weekend Verona lost against Bologna 1-0 in away game. And Sampdoria in 10th place. They won against Udinese at home 2-1 last weekend. They played 18 games. They won 7 times. They stayed draw 2 times. They lost 9 times. Sampdoria got 23 points. Sampdoria scored 28 goals. Sampdoria conceded 29 goals. Their goal difference minus 1. Benevento in 11th place in Serie A. They lost against Crotone last weekend 4-1. They played 18 games. They won 6 times. They lost 3 times. Benevento stayed draw 3 times. Benevento lost 9 times. They have 21 points. And they scored 21 goals. Benevento conceded 34 goals. Benevento's goal difference minus 13. Bologna won against 1-0 at home Verona last weekend. Bologna played 18 games. They won 5 times. They stayed draw 5 times. They lost 8 times. They collected 20 points and they scored 24 goals. Bologna conceded 31 goals. Their goal difference is minus 7. And 13th place, Spezia. Spezia stayed draw against Torino last weekend, 0-0 in away game. They played 18 games. They won 4 times. They stayed draw 6 times. They lost 8 times. They have 18 points. Spezia scored 23 goals. Spezia conceded 32 goals. Their goal difference minus 9. And Fiorentina lost against Napoli in away game last weekend, 6-0. Fiorentina played 18 games. They won 4 times. They stayed draw 6 times. They lost 8 games in Serie A. And Fiorentina has 18 points. Fiorentina scored 18 goals. And Fiorentina conceded 29 goals. And their goal difference minus 11, Fiorentina. And Udinese in 15th place. Udinese lost against Sampdoria in away game last weekend, 2-1. They played 17 games. They won 4 times. They stayed draw 4 times. And they lost 9 times. They collected 16 points. And Udinese scored 19 goals. And Udinese conceded 27 goals. Udinese's goal difference is minus 8. And Genoa is in 16th place. And Genoa stayed draw against Atalanta last weekend, 0-0 in away game. They played 18 games. They won 3 times. They stayed draw 6 times. They lost 9 times. Genoa collected 15 points in Serie A. Genoa scored 18 goals. Genoa conceded 30 goals. Genoa's goal difference is minus 12. And I am going to read in 17th place Cagliari. And Cagliari lost against Milan last night, 2-0. They played 18 games. They won 3 times. They stayed draw 5 times. And they lost 10 times. Cagliari collected 14 points. They scored 23 goals. They conceded 36 goals. Cagliari's goal difference is minus 13. Torino in 18th place. And Torino stayed draw against Spezia last weekend at home, 0-0. Torino played 18 games in Serie A. They won just 2 times. They stayed draw 7 times. They lost 9 times. Torino collected 13 points. They scored 26 goals. And Torino conceded 35 goals. Their goal difference minus 9. And Parma is 19th place. And Parma stayed draw against Sassuolo last weekend in away game, 1-1. They played 18 games. Parma got just 2 wins in Serie A. They stayed draw 7 times. They lost 9 games in Serie A, Parma. And Parma collected 13 points. They scored 14 goals. And Parma conceded 34 goals. Their goal difference, Parma's goal difference, minus 20. In the last position, Serie A, Crotone, they won against Benevento at home last weekend, 4-1. They played 18 games and they won 3 times. Crotone stayed draw 3 times. Crotone lost 12 games in Serie A, and Crotone collected 12 points and they scored 21 goals, and Crotone conceded 41 goals. Crotone's goal difference is minus 20. And all Serie A table and Serie A results like this last weekend and this weekend's Serie A table, you can subscribe to my channel, watch my videos. Please open up your notification rings, notification bells, and you can write your comments under my video. It makes me so happy. Thank you very much. See you on my next videos. Bye.